How's it going, everyone? And oh my goodness, is the end of days coming? Are we to be worried? I talked about PlayStation ChinaJoy a few videos ago when the lineup from Sony was revealed, and I had mentioned that Lost Soul Aside was not present in the list, and that caused a lot of disappointment, and a lot of people were upset by that. Well, now the official Lost Soul Aside Twitter account has noted during ChinaJoy on July 26th, game director Yang Bing will give an interview. Gameplay will be streamed during that time, so keep your eyes open. This just got dropped out of nowhere, so 1 week from today, we are finally going to be getting an update on Lost Soul Aside. What is going to be the extent of this update? Given that Yang Bing is giving an interview, I would have to imagine that somebody, if a release date is not revealed or a release window is not revealed, somebody has to at least ask him. It would be journalistic malpractice at this point not to ask him if this game is actually ever going to come out. I get it that it was initially done by just Yang Bing, then they got a very small team working on the game. However, it's been revealed for like damn near a decade at this point. When you're hitting that territory, guys, we either gotta ask or get off the pot, you know? And you're giving an update. You can't be dropping updates like this in perpetuity for a game that is never going to come out. It's either you announce some sort of release window, you give some sort of indication on when this game is gonna come out, or at this point, like, what are we doing here? Because it has been so long, and I know people that were excited for this game back in like 2016. I think that's when we started talking about that game on this channel. I know if you dig up some of our like upcoming PlayStation 4 RPG videos from like 2017, you'll probably see Lost Soul Aside in those lists. It's ridiculous how long this game has been in development, and I get it that we want to defend every PlayStation exclusive. I know people that are going to defend Concord and be like, you gotta wait and play the game, it's gonna be good, I swear. But, you know, Lost Soul Aside honestly looks fantastic from a gameplay standpoint, character design. I know saw a lot of comparisons to Final Fantasy 15 and whatnot, but from a gameplay standpoint, total Devil May Cry vibes. Looks like a fast-paced, slick action title. But the thing is, when you see gameplay like that, and the game is just in development forever and ever, makes you kind of feel a little baited. That's why I really push back on stuff like getting CG trailers and even getting gameplay of games that aren't going to come out for years and years. I get it with Lost Soul Aside, it was a project from a very, very small studio and one person, and you want to keep people in the loop, you want to keep people invested into a game like this, but again, there's levels to this, and when we're talking damn near a decade of waiting, okay, at this point, you have to give some sort of update, and given that, again, Yang Bing is going to be there to do an interview, it's not just going to be, you know, canned questions, I imagine. Like, somebody's got to ask him if a release window is not revealed. Like, we got to do something about this. I had speculated that maybe Lost Soul Aside could have been one of those sneaky 2024 games that, you know, with Lost Soul Aside, you know, best case scenario is that Lost Soul Aside has been making a lot of progress, but they were actually doing the thing that I request developers to do a lot, and it's like, if a game is far out, don't give us a lot of updates. Don't even reveal the game. That's ideal. Like, I don't think Sony should have revealed Wolverine in 2021. I know why they did. They were trying to get people invested into PlayStation 5, and yeah, you sucker some people into thinking that some games are coming out within the next 2 years, and, you know, it is what it is. It's how the game's played. You reveal Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, bro, that game ain't ever even coming out. That game is so in its infancy and development. Yeah, you gotta sucker some people into thinking that you got more games than you do. I get it. I get how the game is played, and they, you know, Bethesda's revealing Elder Scrolls 6 at E3 of like 2019, so they can kind of masquerade with the idea that, hey, we're working on this live service stuff, we're really into that, but don't worry, we're still working on these games that are coming out in like 5 years, 10 years in the case of Elder Scrolls 6, hopefully 10 years in the case of Elder Scrolls 6. Just hate that in gaming. Much prefer the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 route of revealing the game, I should say, and then it's coming out this year. Like, we all knew that KCD 2 was in development, but the turnaround is gonna be fairly quick. Bethesda even did this with Fallout 4. Everybody knew Fallout 4 was in development, but they revealed it at E3 of 2015, and then they followed it up with a release quickly thereafter. In the case of Bethesda, it was completely, like, Elder Scrolls 6 was completely revealed to mislead the consumer. In the case of Lost Soul aside, I am a lot more forgiving of the fact that, again, one person initially, very small studio attached to this game, but when it's like 8 to 10 years of waiting, like at that point I'm like, all right, bro, we gotta chill here for a second. We gotta actually get a meaningful update on this game. And you know, I don't know if it's a case of LSA not wanting to miss out on another ChinaJoy event and they're just coming to be presented at an event like this, because obviously it's very important for the Chinese gaming world. ChinaJoy is a project that is very valuable to Sony and whatnot. ChinaJoy is a project that's very valuable, and Lost Soul aside, obviously, from a developer standpoint, I'm sure Yang Bing wants to be involved with an event like this running from July 26th until the 29th, but at the same time, given that he did take, LSA did take ChinaJoy off before, now that it is back, I would have to think that the updates given to the game are going to be meaningful, especially if this is brand new gameplay. I always think worst case scenario, and part of me just thinks, you know, is this just gonna be fluff again? Is this just gonna be the gameplay we already saw before and they're just gonna be like, all right, the game's still in development? Part of me, yo, with how pessimistic I can be at times, part of me thinks that might happen, and I really, really hope that is not the case. If it's not gonna be a fall 2024 game, which I highly doubt, this game coming out in 2025, and all signs point to 2025 being a big turnaround from the relatively lackluster 2024. I know early on in this year we got a lot of timed exclusives and things of that nature with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Stellar Blade and whatnot, but the PlayStation 5 content rollout this year has been pretty lackluster this latter portion of the year, incredibly weak outside of Astrobot, and Concord's probably gonna be, you know, it is gonna be what it is. Let's just be honest here, let's just be honest. But if we're gonna be looking ahead to 2025, I do believe there is going to be a PlayStation event by the end of the year, and I think that's gonna set the table for a big 2025. Maybe not, again, from a first-party standpoint, but I do believe a Tsushima 2 or something of that level is going to be released by Sony next year, which we didn't get this year. And if you complement that with games like Lost Soul aside, with games like Death Stranding 2, guys, 2025 is gonna be sick. And after 2023 was fairly lackluster with only one major first-party release in Spider-Man 2, and 2024 is terrible with literally 0 major first-party releases, depending on how you rank Astrobot there, getting some major first-party titles in 2025, and then surrounded by other big exclusives like a Lost Soul aside, like a Death Stranding 2, and maybe some other games, and potentially 2 big exclusives if Bluepoint gets their game out next year, because it'll be 5 years since Demon's Souls Remake came out. 2025 can be pretty big for Sony in terms of turning around the lackluster perception that they've had for the last few years. And people are going to say, well, look at Xbox. Well, Xbox is actually heating up a little bit. I mean, if Xbox releases Gears of War and, you know, another game next year, that could be a big year for them as well. I want everybody to be putting out good games. And in the case of PlayStation, no, they don't need to put out big games because they have no more competition anymore. They've won this console race. It's them against themselves. Nintendo's on an island of their own. It's them against themselves, and they're trying to get more people into it. They're porting their games to PC to try to get more people onto PlayStation 5, and they don't even have to release any big games, but it would be damn good if they did get some big games, and a Lost Soul aside certainly would be. Not a game that I think is going to blow everybody away, but I think would be a very, very nice title for them to have in 2025. So let's see if we get a meaningful update. July 26th is when that'll be coming. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.